Hi students, in this session we are going to learn about the reaction of metal oxides with acids. Reaction of metal oxides with acids. One activity was given in the NCERT textbook, that is the activity 2.7. That is the activity 2.7. In the textbook the topic is 2.15. Here, what they were expressing the activity is, we need to take one beaker. We need to take one beaker. In that, we need to take some amount of copper oxide. We need to take some amount of copper oxide. For this, we need to add dilute hydrochloric acid. Dilute hydrochloric acid slowly by continuous stirring. By continuous stirring. Because this is an exothermic reaction. We know exothermic reactions are those in which heat energy is liberated to the surroundings. Yes. Now can you put just write down the reaction for this one? Copper oxide when reacted with hydrochloric acid. What will be the reaction? Then we can conclude what is the nature of metal oxide. Then we can conclude the nature of the metal oxide. So let us see copper oxide. I have given CuO is going to react with hydrochloric acid. It is going to form some kind of blue-green solution. What color you will find here? Blue-green solution in the test tube. Once you mix them, you will get a blue-green solution. It is due to the formation of CuCl2, copper 2 chloride. It is copper 2 chloride. And also there will be another product H2O. The blue-green is due to the presence of or formation of copper 2 chloride. This the blue-green is due to the formation of copper 2 chloride. This 2 indicates the oxidation state of the copper. You can see copper is in the +2, chlorine is in the -1. 2 and 1 crisscrossing, what do you get? CuCl. What do you get? CuCl. Now shall we conclude what is the nature of copper oxide? What is the nature of copper oxide? We have related copper oxide with the acid hydrochloric acid. Do you remember neutralization reactions? What are neutralization reactions? The reactions in which when an acid is reacted with base, when an acid is reacted with a base, they form salt and water. What do they form? Salt and water. What are the products here? Copper chloride is a salt and we had water. So here we had the acid. Then metal oxide is basic in nature. Metal oxide is basic in nature. For this we can make up one more activity. That is when we bond magnesium ribbon. When we bond magnesium ribbon, it forms magnesium oxide. It forms So the continuing topic is reaction of non-metallic oxide with base. We have learned metallic oxide with acid. Now we are learning non-metallic oxide with base. One example we are going to take here. We are going to take for the non-metallic oxide. For the non-metallic oxide, carbon dioxide gas as our example. Carbon is a non-metal. Carbon is a non-metal. It is combined with oxygen, so it is a non-metallic oxide. It is going to react with base. We are going to choose the base like calcium hydroxide. Calcium hydroxide. It is dissolved in water. Calcium hydroxide. How do we can confirm it is a base? If you bring a litmus and dip in this solution, it will be turning into bleachers paper. Then we can say that is a base. How to say the reaction is happening or what products are obtained? We had also observed in the biology terminology, when you blow the gas into the lime water turns to milky. Lime water is nothing but calcium hydroxide. The exhaling gas when we blow into lime water, it is turning into milky. The milky is due to the formation of CaCO3 precipitate. Calcium carbonate precipitate. Calcium carbonate precipitate. Here this is also a salt. Calcium carbonate is also a salt. Here CaCO3 plus H2O, that is water. So what are the products that are formed here? Salt plus water are formed. What are the products that are formed? Salt plus water are formed. What are we going to conclude? Due to the formation of the white precipitate calcium carbonate, that is a salt, in the water that is aqueous, it is a precipitate. We are going to conclude this is also like a neutralization reaction. The nature of non-metallic oxides will be acidic in nature. What is the nature? Acidic in nature. But what is the nature of metallic oxide? Basic in nature. So non-metallic oxides are every time acidic in nature. And simplest example, SO2, sulfur dioxide. We learned in the last class, acid rain. When sulfur dioxide is oxidized, it will form sulfur trioxide. This sulfur trioxide, when divided by water, it will form sulfuric acid. Means it is an acidic compound. That is the acid rain composition. Sulfur is a non-metal. Sulfur is a non-metal. This is what we have learned in the acid rain, our previous concept. So non-metallic oxides are acidic in nature. These are the two main conclusions that we had drawn. Let's see, the next topic is, what do all acids and bases in common? What are the acids and bases having in common? Acids will have commonly something and bases will have commonly something. We are going to conclude what are they going to have. For this, we had an activity. In this, we are going to observe the diagrammatic representation. We are having one beaker. What are we having? One beaker. In the 100 ml beaker, we are going to place one rubber cork. Rubber cork. Into this cork, we are going to fix iron nails. 2 iron nails we are going to fix. One and the second one. The iron nails are not connected internally because now they are separated by a rubber cork. It is an insulator, but iron is a conductor if they are connected by each other. So they are separated by an insulator. Into this beaker, these iron nails are connected with the help of wires. One wire is the negative terminal, another wire is connected to a switch in return to a bulb, and the wire is connected to the battery positive terminal. So the 2 wires of the iron nails are connected to the 6-volt battery with the help of switch and bulb. Even if you turn on the switch, does the bulb will glow? Is the circuit completed? The circuit is not completed because these are separated by each other. Now in order to show the circuit is completed, there must be some flow of the ions. For that purpose, we are going to take hydrochloric acid in the beaker. Dilute hydrochloric acid. What happens when acid is dissolved in water? The HCl, when dissolved in water, what will happen? H plus ions will be generated and OH minus ions are generated. Sorry, Cl minus here we had. Cl minus aqueous. These H plus ions will combine with the water molecules to form H3O plus ions, hydronium ions, hydronium ions. So what do acids will produce in water? Acids are going to produce H plus ions in water. It is not only HCl. You can take even H2SO4. H2SO4 when dissolved in water, it will form 2H plus ions and SO4 minus ions. These H plus ions are the moving particles in this solution. Means they carry the charge. The ions were moving. When the ions were moving, what will be carried? Movement of ions. When the movement of ions takes place, the charge will be carried. When the charge is carried from one place to another, the circuit will be completed. When the circuit is completed, we say the bulb will glow. But in our activity, the conditions are, we are going to take the solutions such as glucose, alcohol, HCl, H2SO4. With one solution, we will conduct our activity. If you take HCl, it has produced which ions? H plus ions. Movement of ions will conduct the electricity we discussed. H2SO4 is also producing H plus ions. So there also the bulb will glow. But glucose and alcohol, when they are present in water, they will not dissociate into ions. They will not dissociate into ions. They will not dissociate into ions. If they are not dissociated into ions, does the flow of charge takes place? The flow of charge does not take place. No flow of charge. If there is no flow of charge, does the bulb will glow? Bulb won't glow. Why is the bulb not glowing in the case of glucose and alcohol because they are not dissociated into ions. Only acids and bases are dissociating into ions. So by this activity we conclude that acids are dissociating to give H plus ion that are reason for its conductivity. If we take a base, what do the bases will have in common? In the place of HCl or in the place of H2SO4, I am going to use NaOH. When NaOH is dissolved in water, what will you produce? Na plus ions and OH minus ions. If we dissolve KOH in water, what will you produce? K plus ions and OH minus ions. So what are the bases producing? The bases are producing OH minus ions, and what are the acids producing in common? H plus ions. Even these OH minus ions also, they move from one place to another as they conduct the electricity. So the conduction takes place in the presence of acids and bases, but not in the compounds like glucose and alcohol that will not dissociate. That is the conclusion for this activity. Diagram is very